Your entire job was to keep track of this. Welcome back, peeps, and we are working today on the 2006 Hummer H3, and my daughter and I are going to be doing a little lift to it, a little suspension lift to it, because I want to fit some, or actually, not me, she wants to fit some 35-inch tires underneath this thing. Now, where has the Hummer been this whole time? Well, it has been kind of just sitting neglected beside my shop here, trying to figure out kind of what to do with it. Could never figure out why the engine was causing issues. It would die on me, it would sputter, it was making weird noise, it would kind of go away sometimes and then come back sometimes. Everybody was really good about sending in suggestions saying, hey, this is what I should do, and nothing ever fixed this thing. Now, if you remember, this project started as a Copart purchase, clean title, and it was running and driving according to the Copart ad. And sure enough, it was running and driving. It just didn't do it very well. And here's probably where I need to stop and back up a little bit. Why did I buy this in the first place? Well, my daughter was, I think, 14 at the time, and we started looking around for what would be a really cool father-daughter project, getting a car for her 16th birthday. So we looked at Toyota Land Cruisers, we looked at Jeeps, H2s and H3s, and we looked at Land Rover Discoveries. My daughter kept coming back to the Hummer every single time. Ever since probably 7, 8 years old, my daughter has wanted a real Hummer, like a Hummer H1, the big daddy. She just thought those were awesome from day one. So anything that's kind of got that boxy shape to it, she was in on. Well, we started talking through it, and hey, honey, the H1's just not going to work for you. For a 16-year-old. Okay, Dad. Okay, H2. I like the V8. That's definitely a plus. I like that it's big, and safe. But again, gas mileage and just the overall drivability of it. I mean, I'm still a little bit concerned that pulling it in and out of, school parking lots and things like that is just not the best idea for a brand new driver. So we settled on the H3, the Hummer H3. And I think it's a really good compromise as far as size, as far as look, and as far as off-road capability. It's a very capable vehicle. Because that was one thing that she absolutely had to have was four-wheel drive. That was what she wanted. She wanted a lifted four-wheel drive, whatever we got, it had to be four-wheel drive. So the H3 Hummer fit the bill. One day this gem pops up, very low bidding price, and so I start bidding on it, and I win. And I kind of didn't expect to win because I put in a really low bid. Running, driving, clean title. That was a very important factor in my decision in going with Copart. Go down to the yard, get it. Obviously, the guy loads it onto the trailer with a big old forklift, and the first thing I do is start it up, and I'm crossing my fingers, and she's right there with me, and we're having fun, and we're doing, the happy dance because all of a sudden the car starts, and then it starts making noise. I put it in drive, put it in reverse, put it all that, and it rolls on its own power. Okay, maybe it's something simple. So I start looking on all the forums, and I start looking around for advice, and that's when the advice started piling in. Clean the throttle body, change the oil, put new cam sensors in, da-da-da-da-da. And so I did all that. I unhooked the battery for 7 days and let it sit, and hopefully the computer reset itself to where all the timing would be all correct. I mean, just every single thing that you could think of, I tried to do on this vehicle. And as you guessed it, nothing worked. I was really at my wit's end. I mean, I was just to the point of, I'm just going to punt it. I'm going to put it back on Copart, and it's going to be somebody else's problem, and that's not really the right thing to do. Plus, over this whole entire period, my daughter has been coming out and getting in the car and turning it on and listening to the radio and all this other stuff and just falling in love with it. I got to back up and say, this truck is really clean. I mean, you get underneath it, it's clean. The interior is like brand new. It's got an aftermarket radio in it. It's got the heavy-duty sound system in the back. I forgot what it's called, but it's got the subwoofer and all that stuff. It's got a rear-view camera. And at some point, it had a wrapped hood in carbon fiber. So it had a carbon fiber hood, guys. Every time I talked about selling it and getting something else, Nope, Dad, I want the Hummer. Nope, Dad, I want the Hummer. Finding a mechanic that was willing to actually rebuild a Hummer H3 engine was kind of rough. And for the guys that were willing to take on the project, it was, I mean, they were quoting me some crazy numbers. Even crazier than this, which you'll probably say in a second is going to be crazy. I started looking at used engines, swapping it out, doing all kinds of stuff, because I wasn't going to do the swap myself. I wanted to make sure it was done right and done by a certified professional that knew what they were doing. So by the time I buy the engine, pay the shipping, tear it out, put it in, blah, 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 it was all going to be about the same price as just rebuilding the engine. And you always had that kind of that itch in the back of your mind that said, well, yeah, it's a used engine. Yeah, maybe it only has 80, 90,000 miles on it, and they're going to break down eventually anyways. So why not just, if you're going to spend good money, let's just go rebuild the whole thing and make sure it's done right. And maybe, hopefully, we'll get a good 100,000, 120,000 miles out of it before it has any other problems. For a grand total, $6,990, we replaced everything. Now, the issue with this engine was locating a crankshaft that was rebuildable, or that was machinable. That was a big issue. It took like 2 or 3 weeks. We finally tracked one down out of Houston that had enough tolerances left on it that we could get it machined. We also fixed some other things. So there were some AC issues, there were some other things going on, some cooling system issues within the truck. So not all of this was engine rebuild, but he did a lot of work to this to get it back up to speed and to you know, be something that I feel comfortable putting my daughter in. Today, I basically just wanted to get it on the lift, kind of give it a once over, again, get underneath it, make sure things are all tightened up, no major issues, try to see if there's any leaks happening. But the big deal is we are going to be doing the torsion bar lift on the front of the vehicle there in preparation for adding. These are 315/75 R16s. So essentially they're 35 by 1250s, actually a little bit skinnier than 1250, probably more like a 1050 to an 1150. I actually bought these for my F100 project that I was going to be putting on some 16-inch wheels on my four-wheel drive F100. Well, they were sitting in the shop just right over here forever. And guess who needs new tires? Well, the Hummer needs new tires. So rather than go out and spending, you know, $1,100, $1,200 on new tires, I've already got tires sitting in my shop that were supposed to go on my F100. And sure enough, when I started looking around the forums, the 315/75 16s fit if you did the torsion bar lift like we're doing today. Again, getting on the forums, trying to figure out, well, how much do I crank these things? If you crank them too much, you can get the camber off of these tires, and obviously it's going to cause you problems on steering, handling, and obviously tire wear. So there's actually a bunch of guys out there that have figured this out, that if you go from the center of the wheel to the bottom lip of the fender, there's a certain measurement. I think it's 23.5 inches. I'll verify that. But don't go over 23.5 inches. So let's just see what it is right now. Okay, so let me introduce you to Annabelle. She is my 15-year-old lovely, beautiful daughter who has chosen the H3 as her vehicle to drive when she turns 16. And she is going to assist me today, because that was one of the things that I said was, if we buy a car and we want to fix it up and lift it and big tires and all this other stuff, she has to do it with me. This is a father-daughter program here. So, you ready? Mm-hmm. What's your most exciting thing that you want to do today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Listen to Nirvana.
Sure.
Best band ever. Okay, so you're going to help me for a second, and you're going to measure where we're at stock versus where we should be. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's get started. Hold on to this. Okay, so according to the gurus on the H3 forums and so forth, the center of the hub, which is right around there, to the bottom of the fender should be no more than 23.5 inches. Now, daughter, who is smart, what would you say that is right now?
Like 15.25.
What? 15.25? No, up here.
Oh.
Bottom of the...
Oh!
Not where my thumb is. Right here. What?
21.
That's about 21. So I would agree with you that that's, you know, right in the 20.75 to 21 range. So if we do the, if we believe what they're saying online, we've got 2.5 inches that we can raise. So what we're trying to do is get this bottom of this fender up to right there. That's a lot. But in order to clear, 35-inch tires, we're going to have to do that. So let's get to work. What are torsion bars? Well, torsion bars are these things right there. There's one there and there's one right there on each side. And they actually, they're a spring mechanism by turning a rod, a round rod. So instead of having a traditional leaf spring or spring coil springs, the actual spring mechanism is this long rod that goes up into this A-arm right there. You can see the fitting right there at the end. And essentially, when you rotate that, you put torque on it, or you put torsion on that bar, and that's going to create a spring effect. From a practicality standpoint and for mass production, they're good, they work, and you're seeing what we can do to them today. They're kind of flexible. You can kind of adjust the level where you want to be based on how much torsion is in this bar. Now, where do you adjust them? You can adjust them right there. You see that bolt? That is the bolt. There's basically a little key, what they call a key in there, and they fit on each side of this torsion bar. Obviously, if you crank it, it's cranking that torsion bar up. So this is where the bolt goes, and it's pulling up on that. This fits, the torsion bar fits inside this key. So if you're pushing up on that, what's happening? It's creating more tension on this rod, therefore lifting it. So what they say to do is to mark your bolt versus the orientation of where it's at right now. And they kind of all say that anywhere between 2 and 3 turns on each side, you have to do each side, is going to gain you about 2.5 inches. All right, Annabelle's got to get in on this action to say that she was part of it. So, you got it? Turn it. Okay, let's go ahead and stop, and let's just see where that mark is. You see the mark?
No.
Bring it around one more time. And we can always back it up. Not a big deal. There you go. Pretty close. Let's do it one more. Hit it one more time.
Oh my goodness.
Just a tad. I want to make sure. Make sure your socket's all the way on there.
It is.
No, it's not.
Well.
Okay, you're good.
It moved.
It did move.
Yeah.
But we're not going to take the lazy way out.
Excuse me.
We got the truck sitting on its own weight now. And we are going to now measure where we're at. Again, I'm finding approximately the middle of the hub, and I'm going up to here.
It looks the same.
It looks exactly the same.
So
that's interesting. We have raised. We've done 2 turns, and we have raised it approximately 1/4 of an inch.
It doesn't look like a quarter.
It doesn't look like 1/4 of an inch at all.
It looks like it's lower, to be honest.
That's interesting.
You're pulling it towards you here, you need to go pull it towards you this way.
Yep. Now you can start doing it, and you got to do it not like the way we were doing it. We were actually lowering the vehicle. Yes, I love being an idiot in front of my daughter, and all you guys, but mainly in front of my daughter, because she'll literally hold it over my head the rest of my life. So now we got to go the other way.
You need to do it like 5 times now. Actually, yeah, 5 times. Because you did it.
I did it 4 times down. So I got to do it 4 times all the way around just to get back to our stock.
No. And then 6. So 6.
Now, I was telling you how easy it was, about 10 foot-pounds. No wonder we were loosening it. Now it's a little bit harder to do this. Oh. I'd say it's probably more like 30 foot-pounds now. It's not bad, but it's definitely harder to do.
It's only hard for the weak. Like you.
See, guys, this is what I have to deal with the rest of my life on this. Okay, there's 1 turn. Oh, gee, it does get tougher.
For you. Now do 2 more. Right?
Where's the mark?
It's like halfway to the next one.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 turns up.
It's a little over.
A little over?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yes.
Alright, we'll measure now.
Keep going.
Nice. So about another half turn, we should get up 23.5. We're getting there, boys and girls.
So funny.
Yep. How many turns have we done?
Like,
7?
That's 6 now.
That's 6?
Yeah, what you just did, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did 4 to get back to where
And then you did
to
one
normal. Then I did 1 more.
Wait, no, you did 2 more.
I did 2 more. So this is 3 turns. I'm gonna go ahead and go 4.
So 4 plus 3 is 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, let's just go start from 0. We're on 3 turns. You're getting me confused. Okay, we're gonna do 1 more.
I think we should do 2.
No, we're gonna do 1 more, and that gives us 4 turns.
Why can't we do it more though?
Because you're a loser.
I want it to be high.
Yeah.
Just not strong enough to do it.
All right. That's it. So just get
Yeah, I'm there. I know
right there,
do.
and then we're at 22 inches.
3/4. No.
Yeah, we're at
21 and
22.
3/4.
Well, we're at 20.
Sir.
Boy, that's a lot of cranking.
Bro. We gotta get to 23 and a half.
23 and a half.
So we're gonna have to do like 10.
Okay, we've done, guys, just to give you an update, we've done 4 cranks on each side. And we have raised the vehicle
1 inch?
about an inch. Yeah, so we'll keep cranking. Okay, guys, that was a cluster because of me. I turned them the wrong way in the beginning, then we lost count, and then it just turned into a mess from there. So, how many times did we totally raise both sides?
7?
No.
No, 8.
Your entire job was to keep track of this.
No,
that's all your job.
It was either 8 or 9.
No, it was probably 10 because that's what
Was
we
it?
did. We did 10.
Oh yeah, because you
Yeah.
said 2 more 10.
Okay.
10.
So her entire job was to keep track of how many times
Well, it doesn't
we
matter
turned
anymore.
it. Now you know why this was a cluster and we had to start
He was
over.
the one who messed up in the first place.
I messed up in the first place, then we both lost count. It was a cluster. So we ended up getting it to 23 inches. We didn't get it to 23 and a half. It's probably about 23 and a quarter on this side and about 23 on that side. And I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Go ahead and put the tires on it. And then if we need to raise it again, we can. Not a big deal. Did you learn anything?
Sure.
Tell me the one thing you learned.
That you're stupid.
Yeah, she already knew. You already know that. But what else?
What makes it higher?
Do you understand the torsion bar, how that works?
Yeah.
Okay. So next time you see this truck, this Hummer H3, we're going to have the new 315 75 16 tires on it, and it's going to be looking good.
This could be like ASMR or something.
The what?
Never mind.
I don't understand teenage talk.
Mhm.
Mumble. Teenage mumble.
Well, look at that. Done
Show
like
the
a
camera.
pro.
Show the camera. Got some of the wrap off.